Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a good day. Now, just to give you guys a quick market update, because there's quite a few people talking, that the top is in, and I'm seeing a lot of same influencers spamming. I sold all my BTC. I'm sure you guys have seen the charts, not the charts, sorry, the posts. It's like AI. They just keep posting the exact same thing, and it's just being spammed across the board. Now, is the top in? I don't really think so. A lot of people do this because they're either short and they like to spread fear. They like the engagement farm when the sentiment's bad. You as investors should not fall for any of this BS. I don't really think the cycle top is in at all. A lot of people are comparing this to the 2021 cycle because we had this price over here and then we had the second price slightly higher, but the RSI is lower than it was the previous one. This has happened multiple times this cycle. It literally happened over here before we went higher. It also happened in December as well. Keep in mind, RSI first pump, second pump was slightly higher high, but the RSI came in lower and then continued to go higher than where we was in December. So this is a indicator for like a few months pattern. It doesn't tell you what is going to happen for the overall cycle. 2021 to this cycle is completely different. This is a business cycle. 2021 was more like an expansion cycle. But I think BTC has a lot higher to go here. I think if you believe it's a bull market, I think any drop, down to here should be bidded. I think you guys should accumulate this drop. DCA small amounts here, maybe DCA some here, and then DCA some here, because no one can ever time the bottom. We could even go as low as 95k. That would be the 50-day moving average. You could also go there. You have to put it on the table. I don't think it's very, very likely. I think the 100k region is most likely going to happen. We also had the ISM data come out today. That was very, very important because it tells you if we are in the expansion phase of the cycle or if we are the contraction phase of the cycle. So ISM did come in, which kind of told us that we are currently in the contraction phase of the cycle. So we have not seen the expansion phase, which means that when we do see the expansion phase, you're going to see Bitcoin a lot higher than what it is now, which is obviously what we're all waiting for. And another very, very important chart, because I know a lot of people that watch me are altcoin investors. Keep an eye out on this. This is the first time the Bitcoin dominance has printed a monthly bearish pattern on the MACD, which kind of signals that some sort of alt season is coming. I mean, you guys can see how the exact same thing happened here. You most likely will get a bounce in dominance because you guys can see we had two red candles, two light candles, and then we had two green candles, which means that sometime in September, October, sorry, we most likely will get a small increase in Bitcoin dominance, which obviously will give you very, very good buying opportunities, because what comes after that is a massive drop in dominance. It has broken structure. Could we go up and retest the 60, 62? It will still be healthy and then come down. Is very, very possible. The one way that could happen is if Ethereum, comes back down to the 3 to 3.8 to the 4K region, which is also on the cards as well. So you guys can see Ethereum's in a very, very bearish pattern. It held this trend for a little bit of time, and then we come back down. So if it comes back here, this is a very good opportunity to potentially get a bag. Could we come back down as low as 3.4, to this support? It's also on the cards. I don't think it's likely. You would need some sort of massive black swan event to happen, for people to rotate from Ethereum into Bitcoin. Stock market is having a small sell-off. This is not because some bearish news came out. It's just mainly because there's the tax return in America. So what people do is they sell, take profits on the stocks, whatever they're up on, and then they just plow in the dollars. That's what the dollar has gone up today, and the stock market came down. But keep an eye out on this region right here. I think this is a very good buying opportunity. I don't think the cycle top is in. There's not been a single indicator that tells us the top is in. We have a very volatile week ahead, but rate cuts are still on the table. There's a almost 92% chance that we will get a rate cut. Every single day that data comes out, this will fluctuate. So we got JOLTS job opening tomorrow, and then we also got initial claims on Thursday, non-farm payroll, and unemployment on Friday. So it's it's action-packed week. Do not do high leverage, in these type of environments. It's too much uncertainty. Hold your cash. If you guys been watching my channel, I've been a very big advocate of always keeping 10 to 20% cash on the side. no matter how bullish we are, you should never ever be committed 100% to the markets. Why? Because it's a business cycle. Business cycles are very, very volatile, uncertain. You can't predict it. You know, it goes from a business cycle to a physical cycle. These type of things you cannot predict. You cannot predict data, and you cannot predict what Trump will come out and say. You know, if Trump tomorrow out of nowhere puts a tariff back on China, the market will tank significantly. If it takes the tariffs off, the market will pump significantly. That's how it works. You know, you can't predict these type of things. So that's why it's very important to always have some sort of cash on the side, because if the market does dump, you're not emotional, you're not panic selling, because you've already got cash ready to buy. That's the importance of having cash on the side during a business cycle. And I've been telling people this for almost 2 years now, ever since I've been on YouTube. So, you know, those that listened, you know, will be very happy right now because they got money to buy the dips. There's a lot of opportunities coming up, whether it's high caps, mid caps, low caps, whatever it is, because when we get into the blow off top, you're gonna be, you know, you're gonna wish you bought a lot more here. That's how it always is. People, you know, like to time bottoms, they never get a chance to get in. People like to, you know, wait. But DCA is the best approach. DCA tiny amounts, small amounts here and there until you see a decent sized crash, and then you can buy a bit heavier. That's how, you know, I operate. That's how it's worked for me for the, you know, for 3 cycles now, and it's been the best way, because when you got cash on the side and you DCA tiny amounts here and there, you have good averages overall, and you buy the dips, you know, the crashes, your averages come down significantly. So, anyways, very, very action packed week ahead. The top is not in by any regards. There hasn't been a single indicator that tells us the top is in. Yes, we have a bearish divergence on the RSI. That doesn't really mean nothing. It tells you the trend for a couple of months. It doesn't tell you the overall market structure, you know, for the next 4 or 5 months or the next year, whatever it is. But anyways, just wanted to give you guys a quick market update. I will be live again on sometime this week, maybe Thursday, I think. Thursday is a good time. I will be active on YouTube again. I did take a little break. I know I've been saying this, but I am going to be back on YouTube now. Anyways, guys, drop a like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one.